Glamour.
Grit. Glamour.
Grit. Glamour. Grit.
Welcome back to the Glamour and Grit. It's been 55 decades since we did the podcast.
It really does feel that way, though. I mean, what has it been? 2 weeks?
2 weeks. That is a lot of weeks.
Thanksgiving week off,
Yes.
and then last week off just because I was in a different part of the world.
Where were you?
Spain.
I thought you said spank.
Spain.
Spank me.
7 hours time difference wasn't... It didn't allow for us to get this done, but we're here, and I feel like it's been a really, really long time.
It's been a really, really long time since I feel like I've been with you. Let me inform you. Don't let Eric make y'all feel bad because he was in Spain filming. He was gone a long time, but how many days were you actually shooting?
4.
And how long were you actually gone?
10.
Yeah. So hard life. I was a single mom who works 2 jobs.
We're going to get into all that, but I know the people that are watching this online right now are probably wondering why there's an entire medical setup around us right now.
We look like we're going to like an insane asylum. Like they're about to, I feel like I'm in my murder podcast. Like they're about to like end me now.
It's happening. It's happening as we speak.
I wonder if this is what death row looks like.
It is. They inject you and it's all downhill from there.
They inject you.
No,
But
that is not what's happening here.
No, really quick though. Don't you feel like death row is kind of like the easy way out? Like, does it even feel like anything? Do they just inject you and then it's like, it's been fun?
I've watched videos on YouTube because I was fascinated by it for a second because of an audition that I had where somebody was on death row. And it's years of mental torment because you're thinking about it happening. It doesn't happen as soon as they sentence you. It's like you have years to think about it. I'm going to be sentenced. I'm going to be put to death. And then when it happens, I've watched videos where like they inject the wrong place or something and like they're like basically your body's burning alive but you're still awake.
Stop.
So it's incredibly painful. But it
I feel like
should,
that's an extreme case though,
it is
right?
a very extreme case. It should be pretty
That's
quick.
probably like one viral YouTube.
Yes, maybe.
So that didn't happen. I really like
But I know it's not
your
comfortable.
raspy voice.
Yeah, because I've been yelling today. But let's talk about what is going on here.
So one of our sponsors, Clinic Concierge, is here and they're going to give us IVs live on air right now. And they do, tell them like all the things that they do. Shall I start?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
They do antibiotics. So if you or your child are sick, they come to your house, do a little wellness visit. We use them way too often. IVs, facial masks, Botox, sutures, stitches, and glue. James.
To me, Clinic Concierge is a company I call when I need anything health-wise.
Like
Because,
actually anything.
And like we never have time to like go to the doctor or run around.
No, and they come to your house.
They come to
do
your
have an
house.
office that you can go to. But, you know, I'm like, if you're signed up, get them to the house.
Oh, yeah. If you're feeling tired, they got a boost for you. If you got something wrong, they got something to fix it. Like just all around.
Hungover, you do an IV from bed.
So today we're like, all right, let's kind of show one of the things that they offer. And you were gonna maybe get Botox, but you had gotten that not too long ago. So that's nix that idea.
I know,
so
and imagine if I get like frozen on air. Or if like hits the wrong, and then sometimes, did you know this when you get Botox, you get like, you almost look like a dinosaur. You get these little big welts on your forehead.
I wish we could have done that just for the sake of
I literally would have
that.
died.
That
Like how embarrassing.
But today, instead, we're going to get IVs done. They're going to come right now and show us how this works, how easy and quick it is. And we're going to be IV'd up for the rest of the episode.
Yes.
And it's going to be awesome.
And Lauren and Blitz are here. Lauren owns the company of Clinic Concierge. And Blitz is one of my besties. One of the, what is like the exact term? Nurse practitioner. Nailed it. Nurse practitioner.
This is exciting. Guys, this is all happening. Sainty's
okay, I'm not getting blood pressure done.
Blood pressure done. Wow, that really big needle is
everybody
that going
here
in my arm?
No.
Everybody hears the cuff. Y'all, if you hear the vibrate, that's not your vibrator turning on. Just kidding.
Family show.
Y'all, Eric always has to. But I'm sorry. You really should not have your 15-year-olds listening to this.
No. It's the children that are in the car when the parents are taking them to school.
I know, but they're like, Mommy, why is Pillow Cat talking about saying the D word?
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, is my blood pressure done?
Are you
done?
a needler, like you got to look at the needle going in, or are you like, you faint Sorry, you go ahead. What do you need from us?
Okay, here's my
okay,
blood
nice.
pressure.
What's her blood pressure?
My blood pressure's high.
What's hers?
What is 154
You're
over?
not saying it. What is it? Basically, what she's saying is you are at such an extreme level, you can't even get an IV right now. Oh,
Y'all,
gosh.
I am like, what if I literally said, what if I die on air? And I've been going 1,000 miles an hour. And I've never had high blood pressure in my life. So wish me luck. This is it, y'all. Am I allowed to talk during this one? No, maybe not talk. We'll FF during this. What if I pop? Y'all, they're saying I'm going to pop.
Do you ever feel when you were a little kid that like this thing would squeeze your arm so hard and like it like would over squeeze it and your arm would pop off?
That's what Molly Morgan and Mick usually think. Like when they start, they would rather get needles or like medication over the blood pressure cuff.
The blood pressure cuff when I was a kid made me think that my arm was going to pop off.
No, it is so scary. I still am a little like have trauma from my doctor, Dr. Richardson. He always said I was fat. That was back in the day when the doctors like would say like, you are fat.
To try to get you to
lose weight. But I was so small.
Okay. I can't look.
I bet everybody feels this way.
I can't look. You're getting a needle in your arm right now. Is that normal?
Pretty close to textbook perfect yourself.
Okay.
Is
not
he
bad.
low or high blitz?
She wins.
I'm still low. I'm textbook perfect.
Have you ever fainted getting your blood drawn?
Never. Have you fainted getting your blood drawn?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I've been with you multiple times when you have fainted.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long time. But like when I was younger and I would get blood taken, if I look, out like a light. So we're just not going to look while this happens.
How does my arm look? Do you see my brassiere? I feel like this is like the most unflattering angle. Oh, thank you. Look at me.
I'm just not going to look. I'm not going to look.
How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel?
Actually doesn't hurt at all. Are you done? Is it already in?
We're dripping? Are the vitamins in?
Oh.
Okay, so the IVs are dripping. Dripping like, isn't there a song about dripping? But it's about dripping in jewels.
Sounds like some sort of 90s rap song. I'm sure there is. But are
you getting faint?
No, I'm not getting faint. I'm here. But when I've ever gotten an IV, it was because I was very hungover from like the night before, some event.
That is so not true. Well, I've been
party.
with you when you've gotten blood drawn like before surgeries and you've always almost passed
No, but
out.
I'm saying to get an IV after an IV of fluids, which we have after like a really intense night of partying or whatever, is an amazing thing because it brings you right back to life. But even if you're not, and you do it when you're like feeling low energy or you just feel like, I just crummy.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing of all time.
Guys, you would not believe right now they are shooting some vitamins in us. So the cool thing with Clinic Concierge though is you actually you can like add on special vitamins. So I'm doing like B12, this other one that's like, I can't pronounce, like scuba-duda, and it is like a bowl of blueberries. And wasn't it you that always said blueberries make your vision good?
Carrots.
Oh, well, what do blueberries do? Just good antioxidants.
Yeah, good stuff.
Okay. Isn't it so crazy all the stuff that we have to do?
What
like,
do you mean?
On our bodies. Like I do that face thing, like red light therapy.
So we're all set here, right? Awesome.
Okay,
so
y'all.
We'll see you in like, how long? It's like about a 20 minute back? Okay. Thank you so much.
Hey, I can't even tell you how bad I needed these IVs.
This is awesome.
I feel like a new woman.
This is really, really fun.
I feel like the Hulk. You know, when his veins are popping out all over.
Why don't you fill me in and let's talk a little bit about Thanksgiving week, New York City. Like the kids got to live their best life and I need to hear about this.
Okay, so we went to New York for Thanksgiving to see the Macy's Day Parade. And it was just me, my mom and dad, brother and sister-in-law, and then my Janie girl and our 2 kids. Eric, the amount of fun.
Well, now, wait a second, because the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the most iconic parade in American history, arguably, the balloons go up. They are the most...
there are books about
it.
It's
shows
iconic.
And the things that get balloons in the parade are the most popular things in our country for decades. And It's like Sesame Street. It's like, the top of the top.
Yeah.
What was special about this parade?
Oh my God, wait, I literally forgot until you said that. Gabby's Dollhouse. Our Gabby's Dollhouse now has a balloon in the Macy's Day Parade.
The show Sainty's on, she's a voice on Gabby's Dollhouse. If you don't already know this, it's on Netflix, #1 kids show. It's incredible. She's incredible on it. And they've gotten so popular, and this show is so freaking famous that you had a balloon in the Macy's Day Parade.
And it's not just like a float. Like shows get floats, but to get an actual balloon is kind of different
I'm
stratosphere.
sorry, but as a kid that grew up couldn't wait to turn on the parade every morning to watch it with my family, that's the coolest thing of all time. Very proud of you.
Aw,
Keep going. Sorry.
That's actually really sweet. It's so sad I completely forgot. And I actually did forget that morning until I saw it. And I was like,
cool.
oh my God, Gabby's Dollhouse. Because what's so weird is a lot of people don't know with voiceover, a lot of the time we record the voiceover, the voices a year prior to that. So we see the scripts, then we record our voices, and then they do the animation around our voices. So when y'all are seeing an episode, that was like a year ago for me.
Yeah.
So it's so interesting. You really do forget. So we did that. My parents took the kiddos to watch the balloons get blown up the night before. I never knew they did that, but it's in Central Park.
Did they know it was a thing and they were like, hey, let's go watch the balloons, or they just stumbled upon it?
No, they wanted to go do it. My mom thought it'd be so much fun.
Oh, I never even knew that was a thing.
See, and that's so interesting. My mom read it online.
Oh, wow.
Instagram.
Okay.
It was like a targeted ad.
Nice.
And
It
it's
worked.
so nice. So they do a line and it's like ropes and everything.
Wow.
Like. How many times can I say like? Y'all, I'm drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper and I kind of feel like I'm a little burpy.
It could just be your IV.
Well,
Can you imagine? You get your IV
and you just start burping all the time. It reminds me of, was it Charlie and the Chocolate Factory where they're burping bubbles? Where they're like,
Yes, yes,
and
yes,
the
yes.
bubbles. Talk about a classic movie. Anyways, so they did that. We went to Serendipities that night. I think because Janie and Mick are now 3 and we had no babies with us, it was Molly Morgan, Mick, and Janie. It's just a totally different experience because they're little people now. They're not even toddlers anymore. They're preschoolers. So in New York, it's just watching Mick go through Times Square. Eric, I've never in my life. That was one of the most highlights of my entire life is watching. He was on top of my dad's shoulder. So I think seeing Times Square on my dad's shoulders. So you got to see everything in Times Square. It was packed. And his eyes lit up. I just forget the joy and the beautifulness and the magic of New York City sometimes. And then you see it through a child's eye or a tourist's eye, and it's magic. It's so cool.
It is. It is absolutely insane. So happy they had such a great trip. And I mean, it was I wasn't able to be there, sadly, but it was like a movie or something.
No, it really was. And the beauty is, though, thankfully their cousin was there. Even though I know they missed you, they were so excited to spend every single second and every day with Janie.
Oh.
I don't even think they cared that I was there.
No. And that's why I didn't, I was like, they're going to have the best time of their life. Meanwhile, I'm at work thinking about them all day long.
You know what's so funny is every single person asked me, they're like, why is Eric working on Thanksgiving in Spain? And I'm like, y'all, Thanksgiving is an American holiday.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We really do forget that.
And our entire crew, everybody working on the movie, the actors, so there were 5 of us actors that came over from the States. Everyone else was European.
That's so cool.
So crew, directors, everything other than us 5 and then our producers who were...
Yeah, they're like, guys, what's the big deal? Thanksgiving, who needs it?
No. So we filmed Thanksgiving Day, but they did a cool little thing when we were on set, on all the monitors. They pulled up a Thanksgiving thing and said, Happy Thanksgiving for us. So
Wait, how cute.
yeah, that was nice.
Wait, does Europe have a version of Thanksgiving when it was founded?
Mm-mm.
I don't even know how Europe was founded. Do you?
Well, they're all,
All different.
all the countries are very different.
But you wonder if they have their own version of Thanksgiving.
They don't. No.
How interesting. So they're just missing a big holiday.
Oh, they've got a lot of holidays. I was talking to the people in Spain and they were telling me, they're like, well, it's a holiday on Friday. I was like, oh, which one? They're like, we don't know.
Just another holiday.
Just another holiday.
Well, it's kind of like us.
And the thing that was so crazy to me about Spain, which is such a beautiful country, I was up in the north part in the exact same, it's called Basque country.
Uh-huh.
It's where they filmed Game of Thrones.
Oh
So
my
it's like
God.
the aesthetics are gorgeous, and that it has that look to it. But where I was, they speak Basque. They don't speak Spanish. It's an old language that nobody knows its origins. There are no history textbooks, anything that can describe or explain the origins of Basque. But it's like, it's almost like a weird Russian sounding, like the craziest thing. Just this one little part of Spain.
Wait, that is the most interesting thing I've ever heard in my life.
It was wild. So like the street signs all have like the way the words are spelled with a bunch of X's and like backwards A's, like.
Oh, so it's even written. They have like it's written down too. It's not just like a verbal.
No,
new
it's like
language. They have
all
it
their
all.
signs, everything is in Basque. But if you trace it back to, you can trace a lot of languages back from like, oh, this is from Latin, this is from Greece, whatever. There's
Basque is
nothing
just
to
from
trace.
Basque.
Yeah, and it's just this little area in Spain.
As a kid, did you ever speak your own language? That was so big. I remember, and there was like
but we did Pig Latin,
Okay, I just remember.
which is like take the first letter, put it at the end, and add AY.
Yes, or something like that. I remember people used to like switch the vowels in the middle, and I'm like, how does your brain think that fast to do that? I could never nail it.
Oh, gibberish.
Gibberish.
Yes,
like,
I remember
Keely and
gibberish.
Shelby and be like, and I'm like, what? That's actually probably why I book a minion is because like listening to them, I never actually understood what they were all saying.
Yeah, I never learned gibberish, but I did learn Pig Latin.
Well, can you speak a little Pig Latin?
Yeah, ig pay atenlay.
What does that mean?
Pig Latin.
Wait, that is so good.
It's so easy. You take the first letter, you put it at the end, and add AY.
And I'm a visual learner. You think I would be able to just see that in my head and do it, but I can't. My mind does not. I'm definitely dyslexic too, which you think I'd be even better at it. Just flipping and adding. Yo, I feel like I'm falling asleep doing this, Ivy. Makes me like so relaxed. It's so nice. But yes, Thanksgiving was amazing. Then we came back and that was the weirdest. So you've been gone a lot and you've been gone a lot longer than this time, but this time seemed so much longer. I think because you left before we left New York, then we did a full trip. Even though the trip was 5 or 6 days, it seemed like 3 weeks in one.
Mm.
And then you came back and you still weren't there.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I mean, it felt that way for me too, honestly. I will say though, as someone who loves to travel and see new places and meet new people and get in mixed in cultures that I've never gotten to get mixed in, it like, it's a thrill for me. I got to spend one day in Lisbon, Portugal, because I had a day off and it was an hour away. Like it was so close.
Flying. You keep saying hour away.
Yeah.
Flying. An hour
flight.
away. Yeah.
Yes, I could have driven, but I could also just take an hour flight and be there. It was probably one of the coolest cities I've ever seen. If you ever get a chance to go to Portugal and Lisbon, it's phenomenal. It's one of the oldest cities in the world, like way older than even Rome. So like the history there was nuts. Everything was made of like ceramic tiles. The sides of all the buildings.
Oh, that's so pretty. That's such a trend
the
too.
floors,
like in the States.
It's
like people love
insane.
to do that.
Yeah. So it's like all the colors and all the tile work, and it was really, really cool. But I'm happy to be home.
Oh my God. I feel like we need these IVs more than anybody.
Yes.
We've just been going 1,000 miles an hour.
And then I leave tomorrow to go to NFR
No big deal.
for 2 days, and then I'll be home rest of the year. So happy.
For now. Until we get another call.
Well, the weirdest part was the first 6 months of this year, I barely traveled.
Oh my God.
But
You
the
are
last
so
6 months
full of shit.
was the busiest I've ever been ever.
No, I think you are so full of it. You always say that. I think you said that 3 months ago. And like, I really swear you just keep adding. That is so not true. This entire year you've been slammed.
No, it was the last 6 months. That was it.
You didn't work in January, February.
I worked in February. And then I had off until the last 6 months. I did a bunch of other stuff here, but I didn't have to travel.
You still went to like Austin and Houston and did movies there and Arkansas.
No, that all was the last
We're
6
going to
months.
recheck this because I definitely think you're wrong.
No, I didn't do, except for the one in February. I was here, thank goodness, until Arkansas, which was like August or September. But I'm just happy to be here the rest of the year. Christmas is in full swing.
I know. I'm so excited.
The,
We have my stockings out, my stockings at Neiman's, and Lionel Richie and Lisa, that's Lionel's partner, literally posted And that was,
Are they not married?
I actually don't know. I think they are.
Okay.
Lionel's wife or partner. And it was so insane. Like, I still can't believe I wanted to send it to him because they're friends of our family. And you always say, like, no obligation. There really wasn't. I'm so grateful for their friendship and how wonderful they've been to us. And then they went like above and beyond. And you just never realize, I don't think people realize, like, these stockings are truly changing lives in Haiti. So it's like just that exposure is so unbelievable. I'm so grateful.
That's awesome.
How's Stockyard Supply going, brother?
It's going great. It's going great. You know, it's the holiday season, so we're kind of gearing up all of our Santa ads and all those things. So it's been a lot of fun seeing that, and traction's been awesome. But you know, like your first month of a company, it's like explosion. It's like, okay, how do we keep the explosion?
I know, you just don't.
I mean,
It's just like you keep it steady. I think it's explosion and steady.
and that's all I could ask for. Let's talk a little bit about. Well, are we done catching up first? Because we got some other things. A lot of stuff has happened in the last 2 weeks.
Oh my God. Please tell me that Brian Thompson is a story. The
Brian's-
CEO.
Oh God! I mean, that's crazy.
It's a story though, right?
What? Yeah, I'm
Okay,
talking
good,
about
good,
him.
good, good. Okay, just making sure. Just making sure.
I'm kind of disturbed, honestly. I mean, okay, so Luigi Mangione,
Who comes from, he was valedictorian of his university.
Ivy League college,
Yeah.
computer
Amazing
scientist.
Italian family.
Yeah, amazing family. He's a computer scientist, super smart kid. Shoots cold blood and kills the CEO of United Healthcare.
And did you hear that his gun, he like made it in a 3D printer. There's no like serial number on his gun.
And Brian Thompson was 50 years old. But this wasn't a message to Brian. It was like a message to like
all of healthcare.
corporate healthcare. And
There's
it's,
a book called, what is it? He wrote on the bullets, Defeat. It's a certain book about healthcare, the healthcare industry.
but he also like he had a paper on him that they discovered that, you know, had said these parasites had it coming. I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done. And the part, he's 26 years old, by the way.
Oh.
The part that really disturbs me right now, he's getting a lot of support. You go on Complex, you go on all these things where it's like talking about what happened, and so many people are saying, you know, thank you for standing up for us, like applauding this kid for murdering somebody and taking his life because people are fed up with, you know, their insurance companies or whatever. But I'm like, we've gotten to a place
I was just about to say that. That is
where
so
life
sick.
means less than proving a point of like
Well, and they would say though that like they had probably lost a loved one to the healthcare system. So they'd be like, well, we lost a life, you lost a life. But weren't we taught as kids, like, because if somebody hits you, you don't hit them back?
100%.
Like, what happened to that?
I'm just
And you already lost your message. You wanted to get a message across and you lost it because you murdered the guy.
it's
And half the time I'm like, get your ass in the healthcare system and do something about it. It's like all these people that complain all the time. I'm like, well, what are you doing about it? Get off the internet and actually get your feet or your hands dirty and do something about it.
yeah.
Not kill somebody.
But in a million years, I never thought it was going to be like he'd have all the support. I saw that, you
No,
know,
that's
it
so
posted
sick.
on some of my favorite Instagrams. He had a like a social media account that like all these people found it, like 100,000 followers within like 2 seconds, and all this outpour of love for this 26-year-old murderer. And in my head, I'm like, what?
No, it's actually bonkers. It's
What?
truly, and I don't.
Yes, our company's corrupt and things happen and people are taken advantage of, and you know everything is kind of run around finances and whatever. Yes, from the pharmacy companies to healthcare companies, whatever. But
To murder somebody.
killing is not the answer.
No, and I bet he had children, and it's just wrong. The whole thing is, we really have gotten out of sorts.
And this kid is 26 years old. His whole
Do you
life
think
now.
he was hired, though? I think he was hired by somebody. I think there's a lot more to the story because how did this boy that was so smart, unless he just went nuts?
I think he just went nuts. I don't know. I don't know. Like his lawyer said, you're not going to say a word at trial. You're not going to say a word anywhere. But
Until he writes a book.
well, yeah,
I mean, that'll be next.
and he's being idolized. It makes me sick to my stomach. But
When it also doesn't help, he's a good-looking kid. It's
and
like
fit
that.
and all the things.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time too, which is sick. Do you remember the guy that was in jail that everyone like fell in love with? He had like the tattoos on his face.
Like the really blue eyes or
Yes.
something. Yeah.
I feel like that happens all the time. It's like people fall in love. It's when people like fall in love with prisoners, something about a bad boy.
I know, but it's like, let's not praise some. It's just sick.
Nothing
It took
should be
them 6
praised, yeah.
days to find him. They finally found him in a McDonald's.
And didn't he go to McDonald's beforehand too?
I don't know, did he?
He's a big McDonald's guy.
I don't know. McDonald's is a part of the story now, though. But
I hope they found Mario.
that's what everybody keeps saying. Everyone's like, hey, we're talking about Luigi. When are we going to talk
Where's
about
our
Mario?
Mario?
But it's like, okay. Are we already out on these drips?
Oh, guys,
Sainty-
I'm already out on my drip. Do you know what's so
Wait,
sad,
why
Eric?
is hers empty and mine's still full?
I was so dehydrated.
Okay, y'all. I'm not even kidding. Her bag is empty now. And
Actually, Eric, your bag is so full.
mine is completely full.
Do you know, I literally said this to everybody before we started this, that I needed like protein. And so I really did need this. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling so much better. Actually, I was freezing. So thank God Almighty this is done because I can't wait to put my jacket on. Because maybe
I just can't get over the fact that hers moved so
Oh,
quick.
do I have a little blood in mine? Oh my God, guys, I'm already losing blood too. That's how bad I needed
okay,
it.
Okay, I need to know this. So is an IV bag that flushes quickly into somebody a sign of something? So hers went faster because she had a bigger needle.
Now yours is white. So you're going in, baby.
Okay, I'm going all in
So
now.
no wonder
I
I
just
got- I
wanted to
got-
make sure she didn't have like some special
But
thing
we
that I
all
didn't
know
have.
that like I am healthier. And remember we got that testing done? Guys, we only say this because I literally drink way too much coffee. And for breakfast, I have puppy chow every morning.
Yeah,
But I did have cancer. So there you go. You win.
Her diet's crazy. You don't ever really like work out or anything.
No,
but yet
I
her
really
blood
don't
level,
eat
her blood
either.
pressure
So sometimes
is still
I think
better.
that's why.
What?
I don't really eat a lot either. So I think too, it's not like I'm putting like junk in my body 24/7.
I work out every day. I eat super clean and healthy. I try to live life like that. She does all the opposite, and her blood pressure's still better.
I know.
Riddle me this.
But everything's genetic. Everything is what's it called? Like you take some, you lose some.
I
Your
guess
face is
so.
still prettier than mine.
I guess. Well, thank you so much.
Most people would say you're better looking. So I would say that's not fair.
All right, we're gonna stop. That's not true.
That's really sweet though. I love it.
Wow, you're done. I still got.
Okay, can we just talk about Molly Morgan? So Molly Morgan just turned 5 and the girl has lost 2 teeth. Well, now thank God we already did Christmas card pictures. Thank you, sister.
She has
Now
a
I can-
snaggletooth.
Y'all, a true snaggletooth right now. And I know every child is beautiful. I get it. Yeah. I don't want a snaggletooth Christmas card. Like, we are not the Green Acres. Did you ever watch that show? Green Acres is a place to be.
No, I didn't. But
I am such a singer.
I do know that it reminds me of like those fake teeth you can put in that are all facing
No,
different
y'all,
ways.
the fact this thing is still in her
Thank you so
freaking
much.
mouth. Thank you, sister, is baffling to me.
Were you the kid that like let the tooth dangle there as long as possible, or were you the like, oh, it's loose, let's get it the heck out of my mouth?
Eric, the moment I felt the slightest bit of wiggle, I yanked that thing out of my mouth.
Would you do the yanking, or would you have somebody yank for you? Did you ever
Me.
try any tricks like tie the string around the doorknob, pop it out?
Nope, that's actually sick. I have this weird thing. If I do things to myself, I don't feel it. Truly, I watched my C-section happen to me.
Okay, but so you
So I
were,
think if I visualize, if I see it, like
no, but like the minute it was loose, you tried to get it out.
the moment. What about you? Snaggler?
No, no, let that thing dangle, man. When it's on one little tiny string, I could twist it around, it's still there. Awesome. I was not a puller.
That is actually sociopath behavior.
It was weird.
You and Momo, like Momo's tooth is literally like truly hanging by. It looks like a like a little bell. Like it's just like truly hanging off of like one tiny sliver.
So she's about to have her 3rd tooth gone. Meanwhile, nobody else in her class has lost a tooth.
Yeah, not even a single tooth, and she's on her 3rd. Which means somebody told me this. Dentist, Dr. Schmiegel, we actually should call him and ask him. supposedly if you lose your teeth very early, you stop growing quicker. In that variant, which makes so much sense because I lost my teeth all insanely early, and in 7th grade, I stopped growing.
But I stopped growing in 7th grade, and mine were like average.
Average?
Yeah.
That is actually interesting. But it makes so much sense. Supposedly by like your jaw movement and losing, or when you get all your teeth, is when your body like stops growing.
That is wild.
I know.
Did I tell you? So when I was in Spain, not to go back for a second, but to go back for a second, a couple fans hit me up online and were like, oh my God, we live in Bilbao. That's where I was. I was in Bilbao, Spain. And we'd love to meet you. These 2 girls, so sweet. And
so freaking cute, too.
And I couldn't find the right days, but of course, I wrote them back immediately and was like, yes, we got to make this happen. So my last day before I was about to leave for the airport, I was like, meet me and let's grab some coffee in the morning. I ended up not having time to get coffee, but we ended up meeting. They told me they lived in Bilbao. They drove an hour and a half to come and meet because they didn't want me to know that they were driving that far.
Oh my God.
And then I meet them and they say they're fans of the show and that they're huge fans of the Glamour and Grit and they listen to all the episodes.
Y'all, in Bilbao?
In Bilbao.
In Bilbao, right?
Yeah, Bilbao.
We love you
I
so
was
much,
like,
Bilbao.
that's the coolest thing.
Actually truly insanity.
And it literally made my, like, it made me profoundly happy and like touched.
That was
and
such a deep word.
And
profoundly happy.
But like, it almost was like the cherry on the cake for the trip for me and like was one of the most special things. And I was like, all it took was me responding and making an effort.
What a concept.
Imagine if like there's so many people that like, you know, people idolize and fans and stuff, and they don't like that. Like they won't give time and meet. I'm like, that made me feel better than all the days of filming I was there.
I do believe that's very weird and in the wrong industry. I think so many actors are like, well, that's not our job. You shouldn't expect that. And I'm like, then why are you in it? There's something about being an artist that you're like craving that kind of, not even support. It's craving you do it for a reason. Like you're doing it for somebody else. It's not just for yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because most of the time as an actor, the whole reason is you're telling a story. Well, you're not telling that story for yourself.
No.
You're telling it to somebody.
And you're nobody if nobody's watching. And people that are watching, you have to show appreciation for. I'm just saying, I mean.
Well, they were so freaking cute. When you told me that, I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder like what kind of fans. And I was like, dang.
They're
Those
so sweet.
Bilbao fans, they got it going on.
I know.
They be cute, baby.
FaceTime with her mom because her mom was a fan of the show.
Wait, that is so sweet.
It was just.
That actually means so much to us, though. It really does. Because sometimes you do this and it's because it's just us two in here. You really don't know if anybody's listening. We see numbers, which is great, but you really just don't know if they're actually listening to us, blah, 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 over here.
Well, yeah. It was cool. It was cool.
We need to tell them about, Elf on a Shelf came to visit Mick and Momo to potty train Mick. And how did that go, Eric? Oh, so let me tell you, I set up this Elf on a Shelf. And if you look on my Instagram, I crushed it. I mean, the child's literally had Christmas Day, but Elf on a Shelf going potty.
I get more enjoyment looking at the creativity of some of these parents, Elf on the Shelves. And
People are brilliant.
There are some really funny, raunchy, silly, like all the things Elf on the Shelf.
No, it's my favorite season. These parents that hate Elf on a Shelf, I don't get it. Because I'm like, just buy a kid.
It's so
like,
great.
I know it's annoying. Okay, so I wrote a poem for Mick. It says, I should trademark it. Ho, 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 who has to go? A poem for Mick Nelson. I'm so happy to see you today, for it's time to send diapers away. I know you are ready. A big boy, yes, you. A potty for Mick to go tinkle and poo. I'll be reporting to Santa your progress this year. So please use the potty, because he's always near. Go in the toilet, then pick a train from the chest. And let's make this Christmas the absolute best. And what was Mick's response the moment he saw all of this? I think he is going to freak out. I have gotten him Thomas the Train books. I have a whole treasure chest of mini trains. He goes, you guys are annoying me. You aren't listening. Because Mick keeps saying, I am not ready. And I really should have listened. So he wasn't ready.
No, we tried a couple days, and he, honestly, like, he was good for me. It was just him and I all day together, and he was going potty. But he didn't like it. And definitely, like, on the next day, he thought it was over. Like, he was like, oh, good, I did that day.
I did that. I nailed
That's
it.
potty training. I did my day. Now I'm going back to square one. Like, I'm going back to diapers. And each morning was like the biggest fight. And then Monday came, we sent him to school. And I told his teacher, I was like, hey, he's potty training. So he'll tell you, like, just check in on him if he has to go potty. And he had like 4 accidents that day.
Yeah, the teacher was like, he's not ready.
He wouldn't do it. And he's telling us he's not ready. He doesn't want to do it. And he's like, it's really like bothering him. And he's getting, like anxiety about it and
like
stuff.
worked up
So,
about it.
not worth it.
No, it really isn't. And didn't you feel better that mom's saying that today?
What?
Were you there? She was like, how's potty training going for y'all? No, I told her and she's like, oh, we're not even close to it either.
Oh, yeah.
And so maybe, and he was born in September, same as Mick. So I felt so much better.
Yeah.
I was like, I think it's a boy thing too. And Mick's that type.
Because it shouldn't be a thing. It's like when you do it, they're like, oh, cool, now it's time.
Yeah.
But if they are not.
If they are fighting against it, I'm like, what is the point?
Yeah, we'll go back. We'll try it again another time.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like I'm about to fall asleep.
After the holidays
so
or
freaking
something.
tired.
But it was an interesting experiment. And he did.
It failed.
It was okay.
It bombed.
He didn't want to continue it. Like,
No.
it was like, he did what he did, and it just wasn't happening.
No, it was actually so fun. When you are away, it's always a great reminder that got it going on. There was one point in the trip where I was like, I am way too good at doing this by myself. That I missed you. Like, I missed having a partner to lean on. Single moms are freaking saints. But you get so used to like a routine and doing it yourself that it always takes me an adjustment to have you back and to like lean on you. So that's why when you first came back, I made Eric potty train Mick.
Oh, I mean, and yeah, it's like.
Oh, you were always up for it. You're the best when it comes to that.
Doesn't bother me at all. And he listens to me better. So
he definitely, I think I've become, we're a little dependent-y. Like, he really turns into a mommy's boy when I'm around.
yeah.
And when I'm not around, he's fine.
It's got to be. I feel like probably most young boys are like that, though.
Yeah, boys love their mommies.
I watched the craziest. I'm a huge documentary guy. I like, give me a documentary about something crazy, and that is what I want to watch. I don't want to watch long scripted TV shows, none of that. Give me a good documentary. The Lost Children on Netflix
Is this one about the kids?
is the craziest story ever.
Wait, am I such an idiot?
Ever.
I literally just asked, is this about the kids? And it's called The Lost Children.
Yes.
So probably about kids.
This is a Netflix doc about, this happened last year. An airplane is flying over Colombia and crashes into a remote part of the Amazon rainforest. And on the plane is 3 adults and 4.
Little kids.
I'm sorry.
Wrong
Yes.
story.
No,
Completely
that's
wrong
the right
story.
story.
Eric
But I was
sees
like,
that the needle's about to come out and he's starting to panic. He's starting to sweat. He doesn't know what to do.
No.
He's reading wrong.
no, I'm doing pretty good. Oh, am I empty? But this doc, okay, so this plane goes down the Amazon jungle in the rainforest, 3 adults and all of these kids on board. The adults all die. The kids all survive this plane crash and go out of the plane and
Just start living.
get lost in the jungle. They find the plane finally. It takes them forever to
How
find
old
this
are
plane.
these kids?
From 11 months old to 13 years old.
So, like, the child can't even walk, let alone diapers or anything. So I guess they go naked. Like, the baby has to go naked.
Yeah, it's insane. So the 13-year-old takes all of her siblings, including the 11-month-old, and they see their mom laying there dead. They watch her take her last breath.
Trauma.
And
That's trauma.
They get out of the plane. She is severely injured, the 13-year-old. Her leg is like destroyed. So she's limping. She's bleeding all over the place. She figures out how to, tie that off and, make it so she can at least get her siblings off this plane and do what she can to try to survive.
And the fact she didn't get an infection is what's insane to me.
Here's what's crazy. So they're going on a massive trek because the rainforest is so massive and it's so dense. You can't like just pinpoint where things are. They finally, after days and days and days, find the plane. And they realize there are 3 parents, but no children. And then they kind of follow breadcrumbs that the kids kind of like a bottle. And, you know.
Actually, it is weird that they left the plane. I guess you have to if like everybody's dead on it, but it's weird that they didn't stay around that area.
Yeah, I don't know what the 13-year-old was thinking. I'm like, I have to get my siblings out of this. But
Or probably trying to maybe go find help.
go find help.
Yeah,
go
go find something.
Water, anything. Guess how long it took and how long, spoiler alert, these kids survived in the Amazon jungles where anacondas and panthers
Anaconda don't what they
it's
don't
the most
want.
dangerous, uninhabitable place ever.
No, Naked and Alive barely goes to the Amazon because it's so bad.
Honey, 40 days. 40 days. And this documentary has it all on there.
Wait, what is isn't that biblical? 40 days and 40 nights? Or is that just a movie?
What?
In 40 days and 40 nights, isn't that like
That's a movie?
yeah, I think it's a biblical
these kids
thing.
did it. With an
Oh.
11-month-old.
That
She
is
figures out
insane.
ways to provide for them, to feed them, to huddle together at night to keep warm. And the temperatures are frigid and the bugs. And I was like, when they finally found these kids,
Eric?
they were,
Was it actually 40 days?
yes.
Okay, are you ready for this? So, what does 40 days and 40 nights mean in the Bible? Moses was on Mount Sinai with God for 40 days to receive the 10 commandments. Christ's 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness prepared him to carry out his mission of salvation that would be his passion, death, and resurrection.
Jesus was with these kids. I'm not even kidding.
Wait, that is because I know 40 Days and 40 Nights besides the Ashton Kutcher movie, or not Ashton Kutcher, the Josh Hartnett movie. I knew there was like a biblical
That's insane.
that
is
actually
insane.
gives me the goosebumps.
And that's exactly what this was. The boy, when they found the boy, he was the worst shape out of all of them. And I think he was like 9 or something like that. He was a day away from being dead. He couldn't walk anymore. He couldn't anything. And they found him at the,
like God
the last
resurrected him.
possible second
Yeah.
they could have. And it was the last day. Okay, so the group of people, and they sent out many different groups. The group of people that found him, very spiritual, connected with the Amazon. Like they grew up in the Amazon. They treat it like, it's
It's
alive,
live,
right?
yes.
You treat it like it treats you.
You respect it.
Well, they did all the, all the spiritual things they could do to help, have the rainforest guide them. The last possible thing they had, this was it. This was the last bomb. If this bomb didn't work, they're done. They're packing their bags. There's no hope. It was the last possible thing. And this is the most spiritual thing they can do. It's like, they explain it so well in the documentary, but
It's like the
if you've
last
lost all
hope.
hope,
Yeah.
this is it. You don't ever want to use this unless you're truly like it's over. Ayahuasca. To them, they all get together and do this ayahuasca retreat. They get really grounded with the jungle and everything like that. And that was the day they were led to the kids.
Oh my gosh.
Yep,
That's actually insane.
I know.
Oh, that like it's beautiful, but breaks my heart. And so, okay, I'm not trying to go on like a biblical thing, but it's so interesting. I understand if you don't believe in God necessarily, but you believe in something, like whether it be Buddha or like Jewish culture, they believe in
God, but not Jesus.
God, but not Jesus. And how you can just not believe in anything. Like when there are moments like that, it's like, how do you not see that there is more here than that? Isn't that so interesting to you, though?
Yeah, I mean, it
I'm
really
like, there's
is.
so many moments that's not just like coincidence. That's
It's
not
worth
just
watching. Even knowing the outcome, I'm telling you guys, it's worth watching because it's just you can't even believe it till you see it.
That
I mean,
is
truly.
well, and the fact that you didn't even realize like 40 days and 40 nights.
I didn't put that together, but yeah, of course. I mean,
I almost thought you had made that up. I'm like, and then to say Christ in the wilderness, like in Moses in the wilderness,
yeah,
and these children.
insane.
It is so weird. That is like moments like that. I'm thankful because it's also like a good reminder to me.
And just like the sheer willpower of and like strength of children. I mean,
Well, and were the other 3 girls? Was it just the boy that was barely making it?
he was in the worst of shape.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that so?
They were all in horrible shape.
Oh well, of
but
course.
he was knocking on death.
Well, they always said like there's a little thing they say about kids, the little boys in the NICU, and it's called the what is it? Wimpy white boy syndrome, and it's always like the little white boys that are like the ones that are never in there are like way too long compared to everybody else. You wonder what's in it. It's like women, we give birth. Like something is in our DNA that's able to. We're just stronger. Sorry.
Nah, I mean, there's no arguing that. There's no arguing that. Not to change it subjects too, but like, do you want to hear something really crazy? Because
I'd
I saw
love
you saw Wicked.
Eric, did I see Wicked?
You loved it.
I saw it twice.
Yeah, broke the record. Highest grossing.
And they all got Golden Globes.
Movie.
Which I said,
they got 4 Golden Globe nominations.
And I'm already calling it again. Ari will win Best Supporting Actress. Cynthia's nominated for Best Actress, but she will not win this season. She will win for part 2.
What's crazy is I haven't seen Wicked yet. I can't wait. I saw Gladiator 2. I'm a huge fan of Gladiator. And I saw the second, was disappointed. Denzel was incredible. Storyline was slow. But out of all the movies Denzel's done, Gladiator 2 is the highest grossing movie he's ever been in. Is that crazy?
Was he not in 1?
No.
Who's in Gladiator?
The original?
Yeah.
Russell Crowe. This happens after.
Oh, how interesting.
Like Russell Crowe's son.
Hasn't Denzel done other things that are way
Babe,
more money
listen to
than
this.
that?
Highest grossing movie Denzel's ever done. What's second is American Gangster, then Safe House, then Philadelphia, then The Equalizer. Nothing is touched Gladiator 2, which is so
Not Malcolm X?
So shocking to me. No, which is so shocking to me
Equalizer.
because it wasn't even, in my opinion, that great of a movie. It's mind-blowing.
Wait, that is actually incredibly interesting.
Oh, last thing about, because I just want to touch on sports for a second. Last week, Georgia versus Georgia Tech.
Georgia won, didn't they? But it was like 3rd overtime or 4 overtimes?
8th overtime.
I thought in college football there's like a limit.
There's no limit.
So you could just keep going.
You have to keep going.
Well, and then everybody watched the Georgia game.
Guess what the most overtimes of all time is?
9.
Yeah, they were like right there. 8 overtimes.
Those poor boys. They have to be exhausted.
But could you imagine? So at halftime.
Just back and forth.
At halftime,
Yeah.
Georgia's getting destroyed 17-0. Georgia Tech is winning. Georgia Tech is up the entire game, except for the last play. Georgia ties it for overtime. And then it takes them 8 overtimes to finally win. But Georgia Tech, it was like a no-brainer they were going to win this game.
They were so excited.
And somehow Georgia does it.
I think Georgia's going to win the whole thing this year.
No, Oregon.
Oh, I love
Georgia barely beat Texas.
Yeah, but still, I just feel
Oregon's
like
undefeated. They're untouchable. They're the only team undefeated. They're
Oregon
phenomenal.
is, I mean, with those uniforms from Nike, isn't it? No, Under Armour. No, Nike. They have the best uniforms, hands down, every year. Isn't that the one that everybody waits to be revealed?
Because the CEO of Nike went there.
Yeah,
so he designs them new like all the time.
It's amazing.
I know.
Didn't we have the CEO of Nike was a part of TCU?
No. Oregon.
No.
Yes.
No, I'm just telling you, the guy that just left TCU just went back to be the CEO of Oregon.
I have no idea.
Or the CEO, he went back to
You're
be the
confusing
CEO.
me.
I'm sorry, he went back to be the CEO of Nike.
I don't know, but
I do know this.
I know that's why Oregon gets those really, really cool jerseys all the time.
Because he went there.
Yes.
CEO of Nike.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, but he's been working at TCU. I think. Of Nike.
Spitting out some facts, girl. You better
TCU.
have something to back that up.
Yep. TCU alumni Elliot Hill to lead Nike as new president and CEO.
Oh, okay. The new president. Okay. Someone's stepping in to take over Nike from TCU. That's different.
Yes. How
The
great.
guy that created Nike went to Oregon, and that's why they get all the cool jerseys.
Oh. Well, that would make sense. Sorry. Yes. He was just named, a TCU alum was named the chief officer of Nike now.
That's so cool.
I think that is, go TCU. We love TCU.
Did you see China, what they just found?
No, they all, don't say the biggest diamond.
The biggest gold deposit
Did they just find the biggest diamond?
in the entire world. The biggest gold deposit. It's worth over $83 billion.
Of just gold.
Just gold. Straight up gold. They're just digging around and boom.
There it is.
Right in China.
China sounded like Trump, right in China.
Right in China. Is that not wild though? 1,000 tons of
gold.
Just now theirs.
And they just found it. They were just digging.
Yes. It was like over a mile below the surface. Hit it. Gold.
That's not that
everywhere.
far if you really think about it.
No.
How interesting. Didn't they just find the world's biggest diamond too?
Yeah. And what's crazy is like you
I
like
feel like maybe China is getting things shipped over there or
What's
something.
crazy is,
That's
like,
wild.
you know, millions of years old this planet is, tens of millions, whatever. We're still finding things that we've never found. Like, there's so much that exists that we are still uncovering. Like,
I know.
where else is the you know, like
I really still think we're going to do like a Jurassic Park moment. Like, I really think they're going to bring dinosaurs back. Don't you?
you can't just bring them back. What do you mean?
Yeah, but there's going to be at some point where we can like get something like DNA from bones and they'll be able to like put that into
Oh, they can
something.
do all that. They're not going to do that.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they? Don't they always want to try to do stuff like that? Like, why wouldn't you want to bring, I guess, besides eat people?
Yeah, we'll disrupt our entire ecosystem. What are you talking about? Why wouldn't we bring back dinosaurs?
No, but like for real though.
I think we're doing okay without dinosaurs.
I just feel like it'd be I am so shocked how much of a tourist attraction that would be. I would love to go to an island. Mick would lose it to go see dinosaurs.
I mean, yes, until they're real. Listen.
Do we actually have an animal as big as the T-Rex is?
No.
Like, not even close.
Yeah, whales and stuff are way bigger, but
Yeah, but like standing. Like whales are in the water, so we really don't get to realize the magnitude next to us, but like something standing next to us. Like that would be actually insane to see a dinosaur.
it would, let alone a
I love-
Brachiosaurus.
Oh, Brachiosaurus. What is your favorite dinosaur?
Brachiosaurus. Because they're
think-
so tall.
I know, and those beautiful necks. I love a Brachiosaurus.
They can just see everything and they're nice and they're herbivores.
Yeah, remember when Mick, remember when he was pretending to bite Grammy Abby and he said, I'm a carnivore.
Yes, I do. Let's get out of here. You guys.
Wait, Glamour and Grit, dude.
Ugh.
Did we do that after the end of these shows? It's been so
Yes,
long,
we
I've
do.
already forgot.
Yes, we do. My glamour is the sign. My grit is the sinus infection.
Oh
I'm
my
kidding.
God,
I'm
I
kidding.
swear to God, I was
I'm
gonna
not
be
doing
like-
a sinus infection. Grit.
No, you told everybody you went to the allergist and you're now on allergy shots.
And boom.
AK, not allergy shots. You're doing the
the
droplets.
droplets. They're amazing. Glamour is
Me, your wife.
always.
This little cutie. Oh, and we celebrated our 11-year wedding anniversary. We did forget about that. We weren't together.
No, we weren't together. Sent you flowers to the hotel. Sent you flowers to the house. But my glamour is the holiday season. We
Agreed.
are, you know,
Nothing better.
We're living in a land of lights on our house, Christmas tree on at all times, fireplace going in the backyard. It
really is my favorite season.
Glamorous.
It's actually making me sad thinking it's going to be over here before we know it.
My grit is we're on our last couple episodes of the season.
That is so weird, actually.
Yeah,
This season flew by.
Yeah, so I won't get to actually sit down and like. We're gonna have to pretend like we're still recording this to force ourselves to go sit somewhere and catch up on.
I know. We just need to bring it back quicker. I think we waited a few months. Like, a few longer months than we shouldn't have. But how do we beat our guests?
Well, I just like it because it bring, like,
Maybe we'll do no celebrity guests next season and just have it us.
I don't know.
Everyone's like, no.
We'll see. But yeah, no, that's the glamour, and the grit is we're ending the show in a couple episodes for this season.
For this season.
Go ahead, glamour grit. Let's
My
go.
glamour is the holiday season. My grit is I'm freezing. The
Okay.
end.
It's cold, but we like cold.
Obsessed with cold. Our episode Monday is so good. We have 2 locals meaning Texas, and it's literally a 75-minute episode. It is so freaking funny. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard. I found 2 of my new best friends. It's an amazing episode. So tune in Monday. And then our final.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for sitting through our IVs as well. Hit up Clinic Concierge for all your needs. Love y'all.
Goodbye.
Glamour.
Grit.
Glamour. Grit.